Finger Lakes are 11 lakes that when you look at them from above, they look like fingers. They're long and narrow. They were formed during the glacial period, starting about 2 million years ago. They used to be narrow river valleys, but as the glacier covered the region, it scoured these deep U-shaped lakes, and there was glacial debris that caused damming at the south end of the lakes, and as the glaciers made their last recessions and melted, formed these deep water basins. The terroir of the Finger Lakes is quite varied, primarily glacial till, clays, shale. You do find some limestone here. As the glaciers traveled north and southward, they dragged soils from the north, from Canada, down to here in Watkins Glen and in Ithaca before they moved back north, pulling soils from here. So even within the same vineyard site, there's a lot of variation of soil types because of that. So being a predominantly shale-based soil vineyard, I think that what it provides our wines is this undertone of minerality and almost saltiness. I think we're still discovering really what that means as our site is young and our wines are young. Our viticultural philosophy is really to do what's best for the land, that also allows us to grow the best Riesling possible. So it's twofold. We don't use herbicides, we don't till anything. We're trying to protect our topsoil, keep the microbiome in our soils really healthy, and we move towards organic spray programs with the realization that we may need to curve from that if we have a year that's more challenging. Being a very humid, wet climate, we do have disease pressure, including powdery downy mildew, botrytis, occasionally sour rot. And these are all things that we're always looking out for year after year to, again, protect our fruit, protect our plants, but only really stepping in if it's necessary. The reason Riesling does so well in the Finger Lakes has a lot to do with our soil compositions and the fact that it's so cold hardy and can handle our climate here. We are a pretty wet and humid climate, and Riesling is fairly disease resistant and can handle a bit of botrytis, which comes with our rainy seasons. And it also can tolerate our really cold winters if we have them. I think in the last few years we've definitely seen an increase in visitation, and I hate to say that COVID kind of helped us with that in 2020. We were the first region to reopen in New York State, and people were eager to get outside, and there's a lot of outdoor space here, a lot of outdoor activities, and that really helped, at least in the more recent history, put the Finger Lakes on the map as a tourist destination. And I think that people that come here, they come here for the wine, but there's so much more than that to the region. We have beautiful waterfalls and gorges and hikes and distilleries and breweries, and there's camping, and there's so much to offer. And when you can provide that for people, you get more people that want to come here. And that does drive our economy and helps our businesses. For the Finger Lakes region, I hope for a few different things. One, I'd like to preserve the community that we have. I think this is a really special place to grow grapes and make wine. People talk about wine regions having this collaborative spirit, which I do believe Finger Lakes has, but it's more than that. It is a community. It's very supportive, very open to each other. So I really would like to preserve that for the region as we grow. I know that as we gain popularity and as climates change elsewhere, there will be more people interested in coming here. So I'm hoping that although that happens, that we kind of stay the same in that way, but that as the wines keep improving, we gain more notoriety for the work that's being done here, because everyone who farms and makes wine here is very diligent and works very hard to make these beautiful wines. And so if we can get a more global reach, I think that'll only help us in the long run and help us share those wines with people all over the world.